Hello and welcome to this evening time taste challenge. This taste challenge is happening at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time, the last day of March 2020 during the Corovis season. I have Justin Hopkins, sup dude. I'm doing a rum taste challenge, clear rum, silver rum, white rum. I bought this for $2.99 a bottle. Oh, I should have bought 2 bottles, but I didn't know if it was going to be any good, so I was reluctant. But if I go back, and I will go back, God willing, if I go back to that Albertsons on US Highway 190 eastbound, I'm going to buy it. They had a bunch of bottles. I can't see how it could have been sold out. Albertsons rum. I don't think this rum is made anymore, this silver rum. It's got a barrel. If you see a barrel and 2 medallions, and it says product of the United States Virgin Islands, which means it's not imported because the Virgin Islands is owned by the United States. Now, if it was the British, there's 2 sets of Virgin Islands. So if it was the British Virgin Islands, okay, so it would be imported, but it's not. All right. The company Albertsons was established in 1939. I don't know when they started getting this rum made. Now it says bottled by County Line Distillers, Louisville, Kentucky. Well, County Line Distillers is owned by Sazerac Company, headquartered in New Orleans, Louisiana. All right. The Albertsons and Albertsons logo trademarks are owned by the Super Value Incorporated. Not the Super Value. Super Value Incorporated or its subsidiaries, and are used under license. I think this has been replaced by King's Square, which is a inexpensive rum brand in the beautiful plastic bottles, which you'll see at Albertsons and all the other chains that they now own. You see, because it's now this big conglomerate. United Groceries, Albertsons, Jewel-Osco, Super Value, Amigos. I mean, it's unreal how many they have. So by getting away from Albertsons, you could just have King Square, sell that everywhere, right? The gold, the silver, the overproof, the spiced. I don't recognize that number. It's one of those robocalls. It's probably saying, oh, we're having a town hall meeting about the Corovis. Like I want to hear that. Ron's Beer Reviews and Tubes. Hello, Ron. Cheers. Cheers to you. All right. Thanks for watching, Ron. He's in New England. I'm in the South Central Gulf states. I'm going to have some videos posted in the next week and a half of a road trip on US Highway 90, which runs along the Gulf Coast from Jacksonville Beach, Florida, at the Atlantic Ocean, like three blocks from the Atlantic Ocean beach. And it runs west like over 1,600 miles to the mountains of Texas out in the desert. So that's a comment. You'll hear me saying oftentimes in these videos, I bought this, I bought that, this, that at such and such liquor store on US Highway 90 or Highway 90 business route, because it splits in New Orleans and it's on both sides of the river. So it's a common road here. So, but the videos I shot were in the remote section of the highway, in the city limits of New Orleans, but you watch the video and you say, that's way out in the country somewhere. Nobody's on the road. Well, yeah, it's in the city limits, but it's very rural. And people were saying there's no traffic. Yes, that's true, but there's never any traffic on that section of the road. They're all on Interstate 10. North of it, Interstate 10 is the new highway, which runs across. But anyway, I'm going to use these glass. Oh, yeah, you say, what's the competitor? Oh, yeah. What will be a good, that would be a good video trip. Yes, I've already done 2 videos. They're short, like 30-second little clips, a minute at the most. I'm going to check this voicemail later because I know what it is. I know what it's going to be. All right. Sorry about the distraction, but I got to shut my phone off at night because I'll get alerts and all of this business. Imported Sköl rum, dry white. It's called Sköl Dry White. I bought this. Okay, talking about the highways. I bought this at, where did I buy this? It was either at Savannah Discount, Discount Depot, or World Market. International Market. But it was I know the price. It was $6.99 for this liter bottle. Look, I have almost all of it left. Well, I'm sorry, 70% of it left. $6.99 a liter. Sköl dry white rum. Bottled in Owensboro, Kentucky by J.A. Dougherty's Sons Company, Distillers. Not a fake name, a real company that was acquired in 1919 by some other people, and then they got it bought up by Sazerac. And I can prove that. Well, I can't prove it, but I got some literature I was reading about Dougherty's. Founded in 1849 by John Alexander Dougherty Sr., who was a native of Ireland. He was born June 10, 1788. He arrived in the States by way of Halifax, Nova Scotia. So he was born in the British territory of Ireland, and Northern Ireland is still a British territory, right? Then he went to the British colony of Nova Scotia. Then he worked as a baker, and he was involved in distilling on Spruce Street and later on Shippen Street. The company's that's in Philadelphia. He moved to Philadelphia, and then during the War of 1812, by the way, the company's distillery was erected in 1850. The still and warehouses were located on Front Street. Then I can click for more details. His wife's name was Eliza, and they had several sons. The eldest was William Dougherty, born in 1825. William became a partner in the firm of John A. Dougherty's and Sons in 1851. John Dougherty died in 1866, leaving his sons in control of the distillery, October 21st, 1866. The company, so here we go. I'm going to get to the taste challenge. The company continues as John A. Dougherty's Sons until Prohibition, and their product well beyond. So when Prohibition came, that was it. The company sold out, and then whoever bought it kept the assets. Now it's Sazerac's got it. And then they're showing some old bottles down here. I can't show them to you because they don't have screen share, but I'll click one of the bottles. Dougherty's whiskey. Boy, those are collector's items. Glass bottles. Dougherty's private stock pure rye whiskey. Bottled and bond. In a cardboard gift box. That's beautiful. And then they show the bottle. And it's showing a vault. Private stock. It's a vault, like they're making it look like it's in a vault. Well, this is no vault. This came off the bottom shelf at one of those stores. Damn, did I actually make it to something on time for once? Haha, says Brandon. Yes, you did. More or less. All right, in case you think he's drinking all day. He's drinking all day. I was off for work today, it's true, but I cleaned the house, finished cleaning, mopped the floors, came out nice. Secondly, of course, I swept first, cleaned everything. I cut the grass. Seventh time this year. The seventh time this year I've mowed the lawn with that old time reel mower. It has no engine on it. You just push it, and by pushing it, the wheels make the blades turn. So get your exercise. But then the cold front came through, and now it's windy and dry, and we got cold air. Sunny. You can see the sunlight. So I always put this in the calendar book. Mows. The seventh time mowing. And so then this is going to be for April 6th. I'm not going to be able to do a taste challenge on April 6th anyway. I know that. I mean, I could, but I'm not. So I'll just take that slot. It gives me a lot of days left in April, and I'll check them off. I'm not going to cheat. Anyway, if I was going to drink a lot, I would just tell you, now I'm going to drink a lot. I have no self-control. I'm going berserk. But I mean, I'm not doing that. I would tell you, I wouldn't try to hide it. Yes, a Tuesday night video from Mr. Terrio, says Craig Swenson. Thanks for watching. All right. On alcohol eggs, I listed everything I drank today. Not this, because I hadn't done it yet. But so here we go. So now here's the thing. I'm gonna use these beautiful Crown Royal glasses. Look at that. CR at the bottom. Look how fancy. Whoa, this came in the gift pack. I bought this gift pack around Christmas time. It came with these two beautiful glasses and the big handle bottle of Crown Royal glass. They don't play around with plastic, get Crown Royal. You want plastic, get a Canadian limited or something like that. So big, heavy 1,750 milliliter bottle with the glasses for $45.99 at Winn-Dixie. Now, Winn-Dixie's expensive. I was over there today and I walked out. I didn't buy anything. I said, they're so expensive. I'm not crazy. I went to Food for Less and bought the beer. But sometimes they'll have good prices. And so I was there in like January, and I said $45.99, and that's the cheapest price around here. And the rest of the prices that you pay, you only get the bottle, you don't get the glasses. So I said, oh yeah. So I'm going to use these glasses when I do the Crown Royal review. I mean, I'm pretty sure Crown Royal is going to obliterate all the other Canadian whiskeys I've got, except for that Canadian Club 12 year. That'll give it a good run for its money. Whoops. But all these other ones that I'm playing around with, you know, they're not going to stand up to Crown Royal. Although they're good. They're good. They're good. The Canadian Limited and the James Fox that I did this morning, those were good. I just couldn't tell one from the other because it seems to me that all the Sazerac whiskeys are the same thing in different bottles. I could be wrong. It just seems that way. I mean, I don't know. They're so close. You know, like this. But they're good. You can be close and you can be good. Okay. Brewski's Massive Hog. This, yeah. Crown Royal is Rot Gut. Rot Gut? Okay, so, poured a little bit too much of the doggone Sköl. Let me see if I can dump a little bit back in instead of having to drink doggone stuff. Oh yeah, I did it. I did it. Made a little mess. Okay, so I'll just go wipe this up. I think I'll be able to tell them apart because the Sköl is very dry. Makes sense, right? Dry white. Dry, and it's not some marketing thing. I mean, it is marketing, but it's true. It's very dry. Okay. I don't think Crown Royal is Rot Gut. It will kill you if you drink too much. I have a guy I used to work with. It literally killed him. Well, you may as well say he killed himself. Not on purpose. I mean, I don't think he was trying to die. He just was out of control drinking. He was telling me, I like to go home and drink Crown and Coke, which is fine, you know, but he would drink a bottle a day. I mean, he was like totally, of course, he lost his job. Nobody could control him. It was terrible, horrible. One of the worst cases I ever saw. It was totally terrible, terrible. Now, William Kepler's going to say, oh, what is this, Morbid Tuesday? You know, because like Sunday, I was just talking with the guys and I was mentioning some things, and William, he nicknamed the hangout Snakes and Suicide Sunday. Snakes and Suicide Sunday. Well, I was talking about snakes and suicide. All right, but anyway, but that was a very good cautionary tale. But I had to look at him, but I didn't, and I looked at him in the coffin, right? 49 years old, while looking at his body. His spirit was gone. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, This is terrible. Now, I didn't need that to make me not drink a lot because I knew already, right? It was a confirmation of this is what will happen if you have no self-control. You say, well, there's probably underlying mental issues when people do that. Drug, alcohol abuse. Yes, that's true. Almost certainly. Now, these AA people will make you think that, oh, a person's just walking down the street, minding their own business, steady as can be, and they took a drink, and now they're a raging alcoholic. Yeah, not really. It doesn't just happen. There's a lot of factors. It's like, I was trying to think of some other scenarios, but problems where there's an underlying mental issue, psychiatric issue, you could say. I can tell already which is which. Well, what could, I'm trying to read without my glasses. What could kill me is brandy. E&J mixed with ginger ale. Tried it and it was so good, but all of a sudden, wham, it hit me. Well, yeah, of course. The XO. Oh, yeah, that's the good one, the E&J. I love their new bottles and labels. Those are so sharp. They did a beautiful job. E&J Gallo did a fantastic job with all the new labels and the bottle shapes. AA has to say to their members that everyone that drinks is an alcoholic. Right. That's how a pyramid group works. You know, you got to keep it going. Pyramid scheme. There's always a woman involved. Simply the Blues. Yeah, that's Robert Thompson. Yeah, but in his case there was. But no, but there's usually an underlying thing. All right, but anyway, back to this. William's going to nickname this psychosomatic. I don't know what he's going to name. All right. I promise I'm going to stop. You see, with these rums or whiskeys or brandy or gin, whatever, you can taste it while you're smelling it. That's why they say open your mouth, because you can taste the fumes. True story. So you can taste the rum on your tongue. Tastes pretty good. It smells good. It smells like the Albertsons, which is like slightly sweet. You can see it there. Looks like vodka or water, but it ain't. Agreed. There's always a one. Yeah, I already read that. Some people say that there's a woman to blame, but I know that it's nobody's fault. All right. Oh, this smells dry. Ron, says young Mr. Jazz. Jazz, I was listening to jazz this morning. Worried about you in Louisiana. Oh, don't worry. I'm not worried about it. Weather's nice. People are out shopping, walking, driving around. There's a little wood here. You can taste the wood and the fumes. And it's got to be the skull. It's it. That's it. I mean, these do not, there's no way. You can't. Where do I go? Who do I turn to? Stay home, brother. I am staying home until I leave and go somewhere. Okay. How do you think it feels when you've been up for 5 straight days? Listen, babe. All right. So the aroma, it's very easily, now I'll say this about Sazerac, they are not the same rum in different containers. They all taste different. Some taste better than others. This will be a personal preference issue. One will be dry, that one, and one will be sweet, this one. All right. As Nick Saban would say, now, relative to the, he always says that, relative to the other thing. All right. First coach I ever knew that compared losing to Louisiana Monroe to Pearl Harbor. That's what he said. Compared losing to Louisiana Monroe to the Pearl Harbor attack. I said, now there's a guy whose whole life is football, eh? All right. Wow. Oh boy. Whew. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of wood there. A lot of wood, oak, namely white oak to be, if you want to be techno, charred white oak, if you want to be ridiculously specific. How many people drink white rum neat? What percentage? Less than 1%, I'm sure. I was watching an old episode of All in the Family when Carol got married. Well, she didn't get married; it got wrecked. But I could tell they were drinking Seagram's VO. You could tell they had the label turned backwards, though. They always did in those old TV shows. And today, they don't want to show the label unless Seagram's was sponsoring it, so they had it turned backward. And Maud said, "He's kidding. He's kidding. Tell him you're kidding. Tell him you're kidding." Well, he said, "Of course I'm kidding." He was drinking the Seagram's VO, but Bill Macy, who died when he was 97 last year, 97 years old. I gotta try this one. I'm a little confused right now. That's the Albertsons. Stay home, taking shots of it. Okay. But I know that maybe it's my fault. Even though some people claim that there's a woman to blame. This is not what you should drink in place of water, okay? Okay. I can't. Okay, that's it. I can't. All right. That's a little drier, I think. They're remarkably similar, though. Now, some people will tell you that Sköl is the dregs of the world, just like an atrocity of mankind. Because I'll get people saying, Sköl! Oh, no, that's the worst vodka in the world. I can't testify to that because I never had Sköl. I see Sköl vodka every day of my life, pretty much. Right next to the Dobra. All from Sazerac. I'm so tempted to buy Sköl, but I don't like vodka, so... The Sköl dry white rum and the Sköl gold rum are really nice, though. These are beautiful glasses. All right. Anyway, ooh, how sweet it is, as Jackie Gleason would say when you sip from that coffee cup. Ooh, how sweet it is. Should have got the Costco Kirkland brand as well. Oh, says Carlos Padilla. Oh, I don't know, man. I tried some of those Trader Joe's brands. They were kind of not too nice. I saw some Trader Joe's white rum earlier this month, and I was like, should I do it? And I was like, no, I can't do it. But I got Cruzan coming up next. Cruzan white rum. That's going to be the real thing, Yeah, they're both really dry. Rum of the Gods is great from TJ. Oh, Trader Joe's. Too expensive? It wasn't really too expensive, of course. Trader Joe's, it was cheap, but I don't know. I said I want to do brand name rums that people heard of, like what's the one with the British flag? Something like pirate thing or something. I don't know. I want to do Black Seal, Cane Run. There's so many name brand good ones. I don't need to really be playing around with this stuff. I mean, it's fun though. But even at Walmart, they got so many rums. It's like crazy. Crazy. You could just stay there. Why shop around? Walmart has so many rum brands. Don't even bring up brandy. Been having my eye on that Sazerac brandy, that VS. Walmart got it for $31.99, way cheaper than everybody else. I said, might have to buy that Sazerac. But the next cognac brandy I've got, the Sazerac is French brandy. It is brandy, it's French, but it's not from our cognac region. It's probably from Paris or something. But I have the Martell Blue Swift coming up soon, aged in bourbon barrels. You said that's a gimmick. I know, but I bought it. That was introduced in 2017. Martell, the oldest continuous cognac brandy house since what, like 1701, during the reign of Louis the 14th. What am I thinking? Louis the 14th. He died in 1715. Yeah, Louis the 14th. Of the House of Bourbon. Now I don't know what island Sköl Dry White is from. It's from the Caribbean. It says imported. It says that very clearly. It's got this castle and a rum barrel and a fleur de lis and the 2 griffins and a crown. I don't know where it's from. Probably, I don't know. Maybe the British Virgin Islands. Maybe Montserrat. Maybe Anguilla. Maybe the Turks and Caicos Islands. Well, that's not the Caribbean. West Indies, though. Maybe it's from the Bahamas or St. Vincent and the Grenadines or Grenada or St. Lucia or Antigua and Barbuda. Like, yeah, I can name them all. Yeah, I can name them all. Just showing off. Like the Sailor Jerry. Oh yeah, I see that at Walmart all the time. That's another one I wanted to get. $6 for a liter of rum of the gods here in Arizona. Ooh. Sailor Jerry's good. Yeah, I want to try that one. I like the Sailor Jerry. Yeah. Sailor Jerry chick is hot. Yeah, she's a cartoon. But the Land O'Lakes butter chick is better, he likes. Land O'Lakes, yeah. When is that check coming from the government, Ron? About 3 weeks. I'm checking the mailbox every day. Hi, Ron, says Maxwell in the Russian Federation. Yeah, it'd be about 3 weeks. Maybe I'll get a check. I don't even need the check. I'm like, why am I getting a check? I was thinking about that watching CBS Evening News. I'm like, why am I getting a check? I mean, yeah, the government has taken a lot of my money over the years that I didn't ask them to take and given it to like crazy, illegitimate projects. But you say, well, you're suffering because of Corovis. I'm not suffering because of Corovis. My money has gone up. My income has increased. I'm working more hours. Why do you think I'm sleepy right now? You say it's the rum. No, I'm working all these extra hours every week. Having lost income. And they're going to send me a stimulus check? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Uncle Sugar, out of work now. I'm sorry to hear that. He needs one. I'm not that experienced with rum, says Brandon Norwood, but the one white one I had was the cheap Bacardi Superior. Well, that's not that cheap. If you want the cheap one, get the Castillo. Castillo White is the cheap Bacardi brand. It's made by Bacardi Limited. Castillo. It's actually pretty good. Maybe it's as good as Superior. Some people say it's better than Superior. I'm not buying that, but it is good. If I remember correct, it had flavors of banana, but it's been years. I enjoyed it straight. Banana. Where you work at, Ron? Oh, just retail outlet. I tried some homemade banana rum, and it was delicious. Banana rum. Greetings from Germany. How are you? Says Ollie, 81. Well, I'm doing fine, actually. Look at this glare, and it's already 6:30 Central. I can't really say which one is better. It's a tie. It's this or that. The Albertsons is going to be, yeah, same price. Same price, like same parent company, Sazerac, same location, Caribbean. Well, that doesn't mean anything because most rums come from the Caribbean or the West Indies, because that could encompass the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, where they're not in the Caribbean. They don't touch the Caribbean Sea. I said ocean, Caribbean Sea. But, so like, I'm sure there are distilleries that would boggle your mind if you looked at the number of distilleries down there, right? And most of them are probably just contract distillers. You come along, you want a deal, we'll make a deal, produce your rum, blah, blah, blah. They don't have tours because it's just like in the United States, with all the beer, there's so many contract breweries. They don't make their own brands. They just brew stuff for people. Not a bad idea, right? As long as you do it right. The Octopi in Wisconsin has been doing a great job for Trader Joe's. And in fact, if you look on Octopi's website, they say we do contract brewing. We don't have a brand. We just make beer for people. Would you like us to make beer for you? Sign up. And a little form, you can contact them. Okay, I got to close this out. I work at a funeral home in South Florida, and we are getting 4 cases with the virus tomorrow. Yeah. And then they can't have funerals? Would you consider trying prison wine? No, I don't think so. Boumet remover. I don't know what that means. Okay. Well, this is the dry white. It's so dry. You can never confuse it. I've never gotten it wrong. But is it better than the Albertsons? I wouldn't go that far. I would just say the Albertsons is a little bit sweeter. And I mean a little bit. But it isn't profoundly sweeter. It's just a little less. You wouldn't even use the word sweeter. You just say a little less dry. Yeah, you can smell it. And then the Sköl, like you don't pick up anything. It's like no aroma because it's so dry, meaning not sweet. It's so dry, there's like no pickup on the nose. It's just like, so I didn't smell anything, right? So, and I guess some of you people are really into cocktails. You would know that. You would probably know like what would be a great usage, great utilization for super dry rum and cocktails. Like what, you know what I'm saying? Like what would be the great advantage of a dry rum in cocktails? I mean, it's got to be a reason, right? Like they're making it for that reason, right? I wouldn't know, but a lot of y'all would. Oh, I'm sorry, you all. How do you say that in other parts of the country? You guys, what they say in California. What would you guys say about that? Straight burials or cremations? Sounds very bad. I'm sorry. All right. Are these appropriate for drinking neat? Well, I mean, they're appropriate because I'm drinking them neat, right? And they're not like repulsive or anything. But they're not exactly bursting with flavor, right? So what do people do with these kind of products? These base, and I'm not saying that as a put down, I'm saying it as how you would use it. A base product as far as it's It's probably better that way because then you build your cocktail on it, right? You want it to be kind of tasteless, then you can build your whatever you're building. So just to taste challenge them and look at them, there is a purpose in it, and I think either one of these would be good for cocktails. You can roll your eyes and say Albertsons. Oh yeah, sure. Well, I'm saying yeah, sure, it would. But you would never know that until you bought it and made cocktails with it, right? I like that strange shade of blue. It's like I can't think of the color. It's not cobalt, but it's something. And this is attractive gold with a little red and black. You say that looks like a bar whiskey. It's a well rum. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. But if you went to a bar and ordered a cocktail made with rum, probably you're gonna get one of these. You ain't getting cane run. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting you're getting the cheap stuff unless you call it, and then it ain't gonna be on special. If you go to a happy hour and they have rum cocktails, you know what you're getting. You're getting the cheap store brand stuff or the cheap. If it's a vodka cocktail, a vodka martini, you know you're getting Crown Rust. You say Crown Rust, that's the cheapest stuff out there. Exactly. That's why you're getting it. That's why they're having a special 2 for 1 or whatever. It's happy hour. You're happy. They're happy because they're making a lot of money. You say, well, ain't no happy hour right now with Corovis. Well, around here they got drive-through places. We have drive-through daiquiri shops, so they can go drive-through and get their products. Oh yeah, that's going. Steel blue. You feel good. You working? Yeah, I'm working. Hey there. You are working. I never mix my drinks. I'm a straight up man, says Carlos. Y'all. Brandon's making fun of me. Y'all. Well, that's the way we speak down there in Louisiana on the Gulf Coast. We say y'all. Y'all did this. Y'all did that. What are y'all doing? I hear people saying use guys. No one says that here, but that's not our idiosyncratic language. You hear younger people saying you guys because they watch TV like MTV or whatever those channels are. And they hear them saying that, you know. But here they say, hey, y'all, or hey, you all. Or they're going to go by your mom and them's. I stop by your mom and them's. Your mom and them's. But that means they went by your mama's house. They went to your mother's house, and maybe your cousins and nephews were there. Your mom and them. So that's, you hear them saying that in New Orleans like a lot. I went by your mom and them's, and they was eating red beans and rice, which means it was a Monday, because that's when people eat red beans and rice on Monday. I went by your mom and them's. People in California say like it's a period to end a sentence. Right, I've noticed that. No, I'm not making fun. That's what we say here. Like I'm in Alabama. Oh yeah. Drinking some Svedka vodka. It's not bad. Oh yeah. Haunted X. Yeah. Yes. James P. Madonna reviewed that and he was delighted with it. Quite impressed. My kid always puts question marks at the end of everything. Oh yeah, I hear people talk like that. Like they'll make a declarative statement, but they end it as a question. But even though they're not asking a question. So the dry white. Well, not actually that appropriate for neat drinking, but then rum isn't really created for that anyway. But I did read a lot because I got a master's degree in history and a bachelor's in social studies education. And we used to read about this. And they said back in the colonial days, in the early American days, like 1780s and 90s, that water was very dangerous. Like nobody drank water because you would just die, you know. There's no water treatment facilities that were adequate in any way. So these farmers, like in Pennsylvania or Maryland or Virginia, right? They would be farming. You know, 90% of Americans were farmers in 1790, right? And now it's less than 10%. So they would just have some kind of jug or bag. It could have been bagged rum, like literally bagged rum. You know what I mean? In a bag, like not plastic, but a bag, animal skin, something like whatever. So they would be farming, riding on the wagon or whatever. And all day long, they'd just be nipping at rum. They'd just be working. And so they would sip like, not like this out of a glass, but just like drinking rum. Whether it was white or gold or dark, I don't know. And they would get what they call rot gut. That's where the term rot gut comes from, because you just drink this all day long, every day for decades. This is what they would drink when they're out working. And they're chewing tobacco, smoking cigars, smoking pipes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no idea of that. You know, everything they eat has bacon fat in it. They're eating cracklings while they're working, pig cracklings. They're drinking rum. So they're just taking shots of rum all day, every day for decades. So what does it do to your insides, your interior, your digestive system? Well, they were getting all kind of cancer and everything. Colon, intestinal, stomach, whatever. So they call that rot gut. That's what that meant. It didn't mean like a low level quality whiskey at a liquor store. It just meant so they were getting. And so, of course, the life expectancy was very low. But that's what they would do back, and that's where that term came from. Just sipping on it all day. Was the rum high quality back then? Well, what do you think? It was being imported from wherever, but they were drinking it, and they were drinking wine, gin, all kind of whiskeys that were highly questionable. Now you might say today that American blended whiskey is 80% grain spirits. Yeah. In 1800, it was probably 99% grain spirits. You know what I'm saying? It was corn liquor every day, all day. You know what I mean? I'm having a Labatt Ice. Oh, yeah, I tried that once. But unfortunately, that was made in New York, Rochester, New York. I don't think it was like the authentic Labatt Ice. Yeah, it wasn't too good. Afternoon, Jay. It would be a Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue. Rot gut makes sense why my farmer ancestors something. I mean, my great grandfather was born. Bet that old whiskey could start a truck. Yeah, I mean, it was aged for like what, an hour? You know what I'm saying? It was clear. That stuff was like, oh man. It was like the recipe on the Waltons. Remember the Baldwin sisters made the recipe? It was clear as a bell. It was made from corn. Aged in a barrel. What? I remember Zeb Walton went out there and he grabbed that ceramic jug and he put it over his shoulder. He said, wow. And his wife, the grandmother on the Waltons was looking at him like she was mad. But that's the old days. There wasn't a lot of quality control, but they were drinking it, man. And now people pay $25 for a bottle of clear corn whiskey. Probably costs $1.10 to make. Anyway, I would drink the Baldwin sisters recipe. Yes, I would try it. I would go to Ike Godsey's store and buy some candy. Okay, good old corn liquor made in the kettle is very tasty if done right, says Brandon. Sipping it to check proof as it drips. Mm. Commerce Ozzy. I prefer Ice House. I drank I drank a bottle of Ice House this afternoon. No joke. I bought some at Food for Less, a 12 pack, and it cost me, tell you exactly what it costs. It was $8.47 for a 12 pack. True story, bottles. We never get cans around here except for the tall cans. I can't begin to tell you. Here's Voltron talking. I can't begin to tell you how blessed I am. We have some high-risk folks in this house, so the wife is getting paid leave after Friday. Family First Response Act, yeah. Okay. Farmer ancestors were teetotalers. Makes sense now. Not my family, but my great-grandfather, one of them, because everybody has 8 great-grandparents, but he died in 1935. He was 47 years old. But my grandfather told me, he said, yeah, he was in the house and we heard him say, oh, that's what he said. Oh, they ran in the kitchen. He was falling down. That was it, dead, 47. I said, whoa, that's terrible. He said, yeah, but he drank all day. He wasn't like getting in trouble, getting arrested, not having a job, beating up his family, nothing like that. He went to work, had a job, paid his bills, paid his rent, whatever, but he just drank liquor and beer or whatever all day and smoked cigarettes. My grandfather said, yeah, he smoked those cigarettes. So I mean, what do you think? 47, it's terrible, but he said they all spoke French. He couldn't understand them. Well, he claimed he couldn't understand them at least. There are a lot of people that speak French here, but they have radio stations that if you travel out there, they'd be all in French. And I don't understand what they're talking about, but they play music and it's talking about something about, it'd be French radio stations, all the music is all the same, but it's about, oh, she was some girl and she you can't trust the girl because she goes behind your back and does things, and then you find out later, and and my mama warned me about the girl, and then I didn't listen, and then something, it's the same old kind of stuff, but it's a French radio station. And then they'll have these call outs like, this song is going out to Jacques Doucet. Jacques Doucet is in Abbeville, and he wants us to play the song called Grand, whatever, blah, blah. The big something, whatever. All right, Ice House is a great value. I get 24 ounces for $1.09. That is a great price. Carlos Padilla said, I never heard French music. Yeah, they play it around here. Not really so much in this town, but if you go out west here, you can start picking up the stations. There'd be Zydeco music. All right, anyway, all right, blah, blah, blah. No one cares. All right, so if you want to listen to some French music on the internet, check out WWOZ 90.7 on Sunday afternoon, and they'll have that show. And it's all en français. En français, cher. Hey, Ron, I've got a question for you. How have you kept your sanity all these years? Thanks for the question. Enjoy the decline. I've seen 9 years worth of your stuff, and you've remained remarkably consistent throughout, and I am impressed. Probably a matter of pacing, trying to keep things in check, like Coolio, like Wuha got you all in check. Carlos, I'll check it out, bro. Yeah, they'll have it on there. I mean, you know, you can kind of tell what they're talking about. Like they say grand-mère, grand-père. That means grandmother, grand-mère, grand-père, and mon chéri, you know, my darling, you know what I'm saying. But I don't pay any mind to all of that stuff. All right, is it the liquoron? For me, it is. It's the liquor. I mean, I do a beer, wine, and liquor channel. I mean, it's kind of like the focus of the channel. I do politics sometimes, not too much. I do rock and roll music sometimes, not too much. But I mean, yeah, yeah, it's going on 10 years. Yeah, it's the liquor. Okay, so what's coming up next in rum? Well, James P. Madonna and I had a big old blow up, but I figured we would solve it, the problem, and we did. It's like a big problem last Thursday, but we're probably going to do Thunder and Thursday, and then I think I'm going to do Albertsons rum versus I don't know. I'll let y'all decide. If somebody sends me a message, I can do Castillo or Bacardi Superior, or I could do what's that other one? From Heaven Hill. You know what I'm talking about. I could do that one. Yeah. So we'll do that Thursday night. Is it the liquoron? For me, it is. You drank in moderation, like all people should. Yes, that's true. He's the king of alcohol tasting, Drewski. Yeah, the king. You see a crown on my head? Soju, says Robert. Soju. James P. is a funny guy. Funny how? Like he's a clown, like he's here to amuse you. James would say, "What? No, you said I'm funny." And I would say, "James, he didn't. I think you're taking it the wrong way." And then James would say, He's a big boy, Anthony. He knows what he said." And I would say, "You're right." And then it would be like a big problem. All right, Jojo. Anyway, that's it. So we got a lot of them coming up. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I got so many options. I could do the Bocador. I could do Ron Rio. Ron Rio. Oh, no. I got to do it, though. If you want to call that a challenge, it'd be more like a fiasco. Albertsons. I could go up against, what's the Heaven Hill? It's got that peacock on it. Oh, man, I can't think of the name. Well, whatever it is, the blue label. I could do that one Thursday night. Aristocrat. Yeah, Aristocrat. Yeah, I got a lot of aristocrats. You really are a funny guy. Well, I'll think about it. It doesn't matter anyway. Albertsons, heck. Shoot. All right, so you wouldn't mind going down to Miami and taking care of that little problem with the kid, ratted everybody out. Would you ever do a liquor challenge? I mean, I don't make yourself sick. I don't understand what you mean, a liquor challenge, because that's what I'm doing all the time. Is Cutty Sark any good? Cutty Sark. Yeah, it's all right. It's kind of dull, but it's fine. They'll tell you right there on the website. They say, well, this is really made for mixing. It's not for sipping there like I'm doing and talking about, oh, it's got these woody characteristics. No, it's Cutty Sark is a mixer like these two. So Cutty Sark is fine. If you're going to make cocktails, it's like perfect. $15 a bottle, you got it. If you watch the movie Scarface, Tony Montana tells Elvira, he says, you like scotch? I like scotch. Oh, no, never mind. That was J&B. Was it J&B or was it Cutty Sark? I think he's drinking J&B in that movie. But I think that's the scene where he said, Frank, he washed up, you know. But anyway, with a woman like you, I'll go straight to the top. Straight to the top of nothing. Liqueur, like Curacao. Oh, liqueurs. Oh, well, I could do that because I'm drowning in liqueurs. You're spelling it correctly, I think. But oh yeah, liqueurs can just get you so caught up in it, you know. Yes, I could do that. Deep Eddy vodka. Yeah, I've seen that at Matherne's from Heaven Hill. Yeah, I've seen that. Liqueur. Yeah. Oh, I could get caught up in liqueurs, you know. I mean, it's just like, then you can't get out of it. It's like like quicksand. Vaughn says, hey, Ron, when are you going to do a live video with David if you haven't already? Well, I've never done a live video with David, mainly because he's not interested in doing a live video. He's remarked that he doesn't want to do a live video. And if you tell me that twice, then I believe it. But he likes the recorded ones, you know. Yeah. I would do it, of course, but I don't think he would. But he might, but I would be shocked. All right, that's enough. This is going on for nearly an hour. The final assessment is that if you want to drink some rum, you could get Sköl dry white. And are you going to get it for $6.99 a liter? No, you're not. You are not, unless you live in southeastern Louisiana. Otherwise, you know, you're going to pay more. But or you could get Albertsons, which means you probably never find this because it's so rare and probably no longer made. I think this is a 2012 bottle. I think, I'm not sure. I think it could be new and I could be misunderstanding what I'm reading on the label. But I think it's an 8-year-old bottle that just was in storage, probably on US Highway 90. There we go, back to 90 in Jefferson, Louisiana. A huge warehouse for Sazerac and one of their affiliates. But yeah, I mean, you would make fine mixed drinks. My daughter is like, she ought to have her own channel. She's like a mistress of cocktails. I mean, if there's anybody that can make cocktails, it's her. I mean, she just has like this library of knowledge about highballs and cocktails. It's incredible. Ron, where do you keep all of your alcohol? Do you have a room full of it or a basement full of it? No, neither. I have cabinets in the kitchen full of it, like literally full of it. It's embarrassing, but it's the truth. And people come over here and they're like, well, oh, I can't, what's going on? Call the intervention people. Who does the intervention? I'm like, it's a hobby, all right? That's what I say. That's my defense. All right, anyway, I got a few beer bottles, but we won't discuss that at this particular time. Thanks for watching this video. It's a tie. There's no winner here. There's no winner. I mean, you can't go wrong. If you buy Sköl dry white, you won, especially if you bought it for $6.99 a liter like me. And if you buy Albertsons, you've won, especially if you paid $2.99 for this bottle. $2.99. Oh, Vaughn says, stay safe. You too, man. Look, Lockdown and God Soma via Netflix. Thank you. Oh yeah. We're locked down in Louisiana. We are under house arrest on paper. In reality, we're not, but we're trying to make the rest of the country think that we're serious about this. But the reality is a little bit different than the perception. But I want you to think what you need to think. It's very strict. Believe me, it's very strict here in Louisiana. You know us. We're very compliant. Brandon Orwell said, I ain't drunk. I've just been drinking. I don't care what the people are thinking. Now, Brandon, you got a point. I don't care what the people are thinking. I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.